This is Shannon Gostin, and you're listening to The Devil You Know. It'll make your testicles retract.
Hey. Yo!
Our intros are like fucking stupid. We're just like, hey, yeah, duh.
Hey, yo, what up? What that?
Oh, God.
Yeah, now we're winding the clock back. All right, what's happening, fellers?
Nothing, man. What you doing? That sounds awesome.
No, yeah, I'm not really doing anything.
What's the weather? How about the weather? Let's talk about
something
that.
Awesome. I, it's raining a lot, but actually, yesterday was kind of nice. We went out. We were gonna go to the beach in the morning, and it started pouring down rain. And I was like, man, we turned around to go back home. Willow's upset, but then I don't know if something about the sky is like, let's go check it out. I just got a feeling it's gonna pass. And sure enough, we got to the beach and it was beautiful and the low tide, so we went out exploring the coral reef that was exposed, and it was a pretty good day.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I went outside and I turned on the hose full blast and threw it up in the air, and it never hit me in the face. It evaporated before it could hit the ground because it's fucking 117 degrees here.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat, right?
Oh, man. Of course. If you took a hairdryer right now, anyone just listening to this, go take your hairdryer, turn it on high heat, and just take it about maybe a foot away from your face and just leave it on there. That's what it feels like out here.
Awesome.
It fucking sucks.
It's pretty much like that out here too. It's 111 today, and it's summer solstice too, you guys. So happy summer solstice!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I would love 111.
It's all the same after 105, dude.
See, now you're complaining about wanting to move down here, about not wanting to come here, but you're in somewhere hot.
You think I should move there?
I do.
I think you should move here.
He was my friend first.
All right.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I think you should move back too.
Yeah, I probably should. It wouldn't be hard to convince my wife, but
that's funny. I moved there, and we start doing some cool shit, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be moving back to Cali."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, the real estate market's booming out here. You guys will do well.
Oh man, I don't know. We're thinking about doing something. It's just 21 years here in Phoenix. It's beautiful. It is absolute paradise out here. Anyone who visits knows that this place is really fucking cool. But I don't know. I need a new adventure, man. I need a new adventure. So anyone listening to this, comment. Maybe if you got a good place to live, you think I'll dig it.
Yeah, man.
Let me know.
We got to sail the seas, man.
Yeah.
Sail the high seas.
Yeah, we should. We should go pillage.
Let's be pirates.
Let's swashbuckle.
Yeah, let's do it.
What does that even
I'll
mean?
pile in my garbage truck and pillage.
A garbage truck. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh my God, we've got a show going here. Let's do that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Under no circumstances would a Satanist sacrifice any animal or baby. For centuries, propagandists of the right-hand path have been prattling over the supposed sacrifices of small children and voluptuous maidens at the hands of diabolists. It would be thought that anyone reading or hearing all these heinous accounts would immediately question their authenticity, taking into consideration the biased sources of the stories. On the contrary, as with all holy lies which are accepted without reservation, this assumed modus operandi of the Satanists persists to this day. There are sound and logical reasons why the Satanists could not perform such sacrifices. Man, the animal, is the godhead to the Satanist. The purest form of carnal existence reposes in the bodies of animals and human children, who have not grown old enough to deny themselves their natural desires. They can perceive things that the average adult human can never hope to. Therefore, the Satanist holds these beings in a sacred regard, knowing he can learn much from these natural magicians of the world. The Satanist is aware of the universal custom of the treader of the path of the Agathi, the killing of the god. Inasmuch as gods are always created in man's own image, and the average man hates what he sees in himself, the inevitable must occur: the sacrifice of the god who represents himself. The Satanist does not hate himself, nor the gods he might choose, and has no desire to destroy himself or anything for which he stands. It is for this reason he could never willfully harm an animal or child. The question arises: who, then, would be considered a fit and proper human sacrifice? And how is one qualified to pass judgment on such a person? The answer is brutally simple. Anyone who unjustly wronged you, one who has gone out of his way to hurt you, to deliberately cause trouble and hardship for you or those dear to you. In short, a person asking to be cursed by their very actions. When a person, by his reprehensible behavior, practically cries out to be destroyed, it is truly your moral obligation to indulge them their wish. The person who takes every opportunity to pick on others is often mistakenly called sadistic. In reality, this person is a misdirected masochist who is working toward his own destruction. The reason a person viciously strikes out against you is because they are afraid of you or what you represent, or are resentful of your happiness. They are weak, insecure, and on extremely shaky ground when you throw your curse, and they make ideal human sacrifices. It is sometimes easy to overlook the actual wrongdoing of the victim of your curse when one considers how unhappy a person he really is. It is not so easy, though, to retrace the damaging footsteps of your antagonist and make right those practical decisions he or she has made wrong. The ideal sacrifice may be emotionally insecure, but nonetheless can, in the machinations of his insecurity, cause severe damage to your tranquility or sound reputation. Mental illness, nervous breakdown, maladjustment, anxiety neurosis, broken homes, sibling rivalry, etc., etc., ad infinitum, have too long been convenient excuses for vicious and irresponsible actions. Anyone who says we must try to understand those who make life miserable for those undeserving of misery is aiding and abetting a social cancer. The apologists for these rabid humans deserve any clobbering they get at the hands of their charges. Mad dogs are destroyed, and they need help far more than the human who conveniently froths at the mouth when irrational behavior is in order. It is easy to say, so what? These people are insecure, so they can't hurt me. But the fact remains, given the opportunity, they would destroy you. Therefore, you have every right to symbolically destroy them. And if your curse provokes their actual annihilation, Rejoice that you have been instrumental in ridding the world of a pest. If your success or happiness disturbs a person, you owe him nothing. He is made to be trampled underfoot. If people had to take the consequences of their own actions, they would think twice.
All right, John, for episode 82, I got to admit, I'm a twit who don't know how to tweet. What can I do about that?
I wouldn't even begin to know, because I'm with you on that, bro, Ham. I don't twat myself. I don't know how to do it or what's going on, but I do enjoy what is going on as far as the Church of Satan. And Adam, who do we have today with us?
Well, I'm a Twitter tard, but oh shit, I probably shouldn't say that. It's probably politically incorrect. But today we
don't give a fuck.
Right. Okay, good enough. Today we have Reverend of the Church of Satan, Raul Antony.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're becoming like a regular.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Be awesome.
Yeah, we can arrange that.
Yeah.
Adam, you're going to have to go, buddy. Sorry.
All right.
Hey, no. I cannot do what Adam does, trust me. So.
No one can.
We couldn't either. That's why we got him.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome.
You're job security, Adam, you're good.
Okay, all good.
You're good to go.
Carry on.
Well, let's talk about social media. I mean, it's I don't care. Even if you're not involved in one aspect of it, you're involved in another. We're all kind of wired into something, and it seems like Church of Satan is doing a really good job at taking advantage of social media.
It's been blowing up, as the kids say.
Yeah, and as I've been watching it as well, and I think it's a pretty good thing in terms of the kind of things that are going on in the greater kind of social media world. I think you're seeing a lot of the discussion in certain media, social media, about Satanism just go into the world of like conspiracies and just crazy nonsense. So I was actually pretty happy to see the Church of Satan actually step up and try to get a voice in there. I mean, it's still a mess in social media, but it's refreshing to see that.
Yeah, I think definitely anytime we have a changing of the president, you're going to have some group shouting, "Oh, it's the new Antichrist," and it's always fun to see, the Church of Satan go, "We had nothing to do with this," kind of humor. Yeah,
and I was more involved on the on Reddit, so I'm more on Reddit than anywhere else, and you see, some of that craziness there in terms of politics and conspiracies. And when Pizzagate kind of blew up, that was a huge thing.
What's Pizzagate? Just so for those that don't know, like myself.
Well,
it was ridiculous, is what it was. But
yeah. Well, after WikiLeaks leaked some emails from Podesta's email, actually, there was some stuff about spirit cooking. So there was this performance artist that he was loosely connected to, who did this like weird performance art where people would get in a tub of blood and they would drink the blood out of the tub with a naked person sitting in, or laying in it and stuff like that. And this person did like Kabbalah and stuff like that.
Yummy. Yeah.
So yeah, and of course the social media people just jumped on it, saying that Hillary Clinton is a satanic witch and she's like this part of a satanic cult. And then they started analyzing the emails more, and they started to see that like, oh, there's some emails about pizza, and oh, what does that mean? Oh, they're meeting at this place called Comet Pizza, which is like a local DC pizzeria where a lot of DC people met up for. So they assumed that's where it's happening, and it got to the point where a shooter actually showed up at the pizzeria armed with a rifle of some sort
in Washington.
And, yeah,
but guns aren't allowed there. How did he do that?
I don't know the details, but he showed up and he didn't shoot anybody, thankfully. But he went in to investigate what was going on. He wanted to search the area to see if there were any people being abused in there. And
this was supposed to be where they would take the kids they kidnapped for the secret sex island. They would take them to the pizza place first, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess you just fatten them up on pepperoni and then they can't struggle.
It's crazy stuff. So yeah, and so of course the whole satanic panic thing, it's similar to the Satanic Panic, and
Wow.
so there's a lot of that going around still to this day on social media. So it's good that the COS is out there somehow trying to get the word straight out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been clearing up misconceptions for over 50 years.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling it's not going to stop anytime soon.
No, no.
Yeah.
As soon as there a new app, new app comes out, a new misconception comes out.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Is that
That's awesome.
hard for us to? Is that hard for an organization like Church of Satan to keep up with this just constantly changing? Like, I feel like as soon as you get to know one new form of social media, another one pops up, and then I don't think I've ever even looked at Reddit. So I mean, there's and now there's Snapchats, and I don't do that one either. So how is it strenuous to keep up with it, or know which ones are even worth pursuing?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because Twitter's not really my thing, but I do, like I said, I do Reddit because Reddit to me is more like old school forum stuff, so I can handle that. I have worked with the COS's Facebook account, and but that's a different kind of audience. That's more like that's where we're posting news and updates from our news feed. So I think that's almost two different environments from what I can see. So I think there's also different generations. I think with maybe Snapchat and Instagram, it's a different generation, different an aesthetic that's more a visual thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, our membership is diverse, and we're growing, a lot as the years go on, and these members are in different social circles, be it Facebook, like you said, Reddit yourself, Twitter, whatever all these things are, and they're pretty. You could look at whatever one you're a part of. You can notice that our members are pretty diligent and pretty vigilant, I should say, about clearing up these misconceptions and setting the record straight. And I got to commend them for that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that it's important to stay engaged in some way. To keep the discussion around Satanism accurate and consistent, and think that's important. I think because you do get people out there who hit up social networks and try to spread this kind of either whitewashing or misconception of Satanism, and it just becomes once they start to get a crowd around them, they can given momentum and time and volume, they could transform what the understanding of Satanism is, and that's something that we can't allow happen, and we won't. I mean, that won't happen. So
yeah. Well, I feel like the Church of Satan's official pages, whether it be Twitter or Facebook or whatever it is, whenever, especially, I know that recently the Twitter situation where we talked about this last week, where they kind of burned the guy about his wife never having an orgasm.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing is with stuff like that, those are the posts that everybody who sees it goes, oh, they just won the internet for the day. And we actually, oddly enough, say something, as long as it's clever, we win a lot of respect. Not that we're out to do that, but I think when we do something, it's funny that's the way we earn respect, by just a smart ass answer that makes people laugh is enough for them to go, hey, these guys are cool. They're kind of legit,
I think that kind of stuff, whenever I see it, I laugh, and I'm almost, I'm happy to see that kind of sense of humor, because there's the other misconception of Satanists not just being these serious occultists that do all these terrible things, but also that, that we don't have a sense of humor. So I think that's, it comes on both ends. But I think that needs to be balanced, I think. And
sure,
yeah.
My ears really perked up when we made international news when we tweeted about Trump with the orb, and something along the lines of, "This is not a satanic ritual." International news. That was huge.
Yeah, that was actually interesting in that's all it was. That's all it was. It was one single line, and you can see the article that was posted about it. I forgot what it's called, but it's all over social media. But it was just one single line, just saying this is not a satanic ritual, and then people ran with it. They said, okay, condemned Trump or like that we denounced him or whatever, like that's their read on that, right? So
Of course.
right. So, and the same thing happened with the Kathy Griffin thing, where there was a kind of a right wing politician posted that Kathy Griffin picture and insinuated that this is a satanic ISIS photo or something like that. So, I think all that was said, I forget exactly what the message was, but it was something like, leave us out of this. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, leave us out of this. And I think maybe a follow up to something to the effect of like, we don't want to be compared to ISIS. That's it. That's all it was. It was just leave us out of it. We don't want to be compared to ISIS. And then the right wing media then jumped on it saying, oh, we denounced Kathy Griffin. And so the funny thing is those two events kind of exposed the biases of both the left and the right, because on the Trump thing, it was overwhelmingly left wing, progressive, left of center mainstream media that was running with it, and some on the right too were saying, oh, how dare they kind of denounce the president. But it was overwhelmingly like cheering on. I mean, that's what blew it up, it seems. So both sides kind of just took a very innocuous general statement and then imposed their own biases on it, their own read on it.
It's like it's the simple statement of "leave us out of this" turned into "Hey, leave us out of this." You know?
And
That's kind of the way they read it. You know?
Yeah.
I think the work that the members are doing is great, because I've had people, school friends and things like that, classmates and stuff, where they know I'm a Satanist, but they've done enough of their research and found all the right avenues of this research or information out there to get their information. But like, they come back to me and they say things like, oh, did you hear what well, I know they're not Satanists, those nuts are doing, and they're referring to this group of people that are trying to repackage what Satanism is and stuff. And it makes me feel good to know that these things are out there, and we're clearing them up, and we're pointing people in the right direction, and it keeps them realizing that these are not Satanists over here, these are,
Yeah. I will say that you will be seeing more of the COS taking a presence and things. You will be seeing, we have stepped up our game in terms of media outreach in general. Yeah. Through certain technologies, we've helped get in touch with a lot of media outlets, and you will, over the days, weeks, months, start to see the COS involved more in the media itself. I think part of it was getting the right technology in place and getting the right momentum going, and I think this kicked off a good momentum, it looks like. Yeah. So I think that you'll continue to see that, and I trust that you will enjoy what's coming up.
Oh, absolutely. Can you lead us into like what's coming up at all? Nothing, or is it like all on the hush hush?
I mean, part of it's just I don't know. All I know is that things are happening, and that we are just active. Like, I will say that I'm kind of a media agent in some ways. Mm-hmm. So I do manage. So when I get a press contact, somebody's asking for an interview on this or that, I'll get it in and I'll send it to Central, mm-hmm. and they'll take care of it. Or, I'll filter out a lot of crap. We get a lot of crap. And we also do a lot of, something that people don't know is that we do a lot of interviews. We do speak to a lot of people in the media, but they fall through for one reason or another. They get bumped for one reason or another. They end up doing the interview, but then it wasn't sensational enough. It wasn't like what they wanted. If it's a progressive outlet, well, we're not progressive enough. We're not saying anything that's activist enough, so then they don't go with it.
Which is why the pseudos get so much attention. Yeah, they're so outrageous.
Yeah, or on the other side, it's like we're not this stereotype that they can mock and laugh at. So then it's like, okay, we're going to go with something else then. So, and unfortunately, sometimes they do get somebody who will play that role for them, and then, so we have to deal with the fallout of that. Yeah.
So when it comes to how much, I guess maybe clearance do you need to go through? Like, hey, I really want to put this out there. As far as I know it's not just, I know you're doing one section and everyone's doing that, but I mean, Is there kind of a chain of, hey, do you think this is okay for me to post kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it just like I get requests from people who want to post things on the news feed, so I will help with that in terms of getting it on the news feed, and from the news feed it'll go to our various channels. In terms of getting any kind of personal thing out there, I don't know about that. I mean, I think.
No, I don't mean that necessarily. I just mean more like, well, like if somebody said, hey, I wonder if so-and-so's wife has ever had an orgasm. Like, does that need to get approved? Like, hey, is it cool if I say this, or am I going to start a shitstorm and somebody else has to say, yeah, let's clear that with this people, and because I would be in trouble all the time. I know I would say I would overstep my bounds too often.
I'm sure many eyes see one thing before things go out. I think that's my assumption, though.
I would think so. I mean, again, like I don't know, but I think that there's probably some kind of filter of some sort. You do want to maintain a level of respectability,
Sure.
But at the same
people
time,
with better
I think
control than me in place of it, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think they know what they're doing with that. So yeah.
So what do you think? Like, is the sudden interest in Satanism, real Satanism again? Like, what's coming around? Like, why? What is it? What's going on? Talk to me.
Well, I do think part of this was reaching international news with this little one-liner, and then I think people. And the cool thing that I saw on it is that what's being posted there is also some follow-up. Like articles are getting posted there. Old essays are being reposted, because that's another thing with social media. Things are so ethereal. Like you put it out there and then they disappear, and it's like it never happened, right? So you really count on something going viral to really stick on the internet. So sometimes some of these old art, we have a ton of great Black Flame articles that we put them out there and they maybe last a week and then people forget about it. I mean, it's just the nature of the internet. So I was really happy to see some of these older articles pop up, and I think people are starting to dig into it and realize, okay, not only are they funny, but they also got this material there. And I think that's really important because it's really easy to be controversial. It's really easy to put out shock. Right, it's really it's really easy to be a clown. Well, maybe it's not.
It's easy for me.
I'm gonna take a step back on that. So, but then to follow up with actual content, with actual material, with actual philosophy, with actual meat. Right, I think that's really important. I think that is happening. So I'm happy about that. Maybe I should do that on the Facebook side of things. But that's. Also, you're seeing Hollywood come out with some crap. There's a movie coming out in a few months that has some very big names attached to it, and I do wonder if there's a little bit of that going on, some kind of marketing run-up to that we're going to see in the coming months. So I don't know. I think that's something that the Church of Satan as an organization is going to have to deal with at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to know about this movie, but like,
of course.
Yeah.
What is it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about right
now. It's called. Do not. We can talk about this, but do not link it. Do not put it in the text there because I don't want to give them any credit. But it's a big Hollywood movie that's coming out in September, I think.
Okay.
And it's got a bunch of big name actors in it, and it's about a rock and roll band that makes a deal with a literal devil, and he gives them like fame and fortune, but then like
everything that goes with it.
Yeah, and I think the lead singer needs to like commit some crime or murder. It looks like, I don't know exactly, but there's like some kind of crime involved, and like he's going around saying the devil made me do it, and the devil's whispering in his ear and like doing all this stupid shit. So there's that.
So it's a Christian film. It's great.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially, that's how it is. And
in the end, they're going to learn that they made a mistake and they need to find God again.
It sounds like Shock 'Em Dead, the 80s movie with Michelangelo and Tracy Lords.
What was the name of that one?
Shock 'Em Dead, where the guy's like, I want to be the biggest rock star in the world. And he has to like go to the shaman and sell his soul to the devil.
It's kind of. I think that's kind of.
Did you guys ever see a movie called Black Roses?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right,
I
cool.
don't know that one.
Yeah, it's an old rock band thing where they became like these demons or something on stage, and it was weird. It was pretty funny.
I think somebody mentioned it. Trick or Treat, I think, is another movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
Not the one with on the cover with the pumpkin guy. Like people will. There's another movie out that just has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I heard that. Yeah. No,
We mean the one with Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons.
And the Fast Away soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, you see, like this theme has been around, so this comes up every few years, every 10 years or so. There's another shot at this, so we're seeing that, and so yeah, I'd rather not give it any promotion, but here we're talking about it. Google can't skim audio yet, so that's okay.
Well, we can bleep it though.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
We can bleep their name out.
Yeah. But we love fantasy movies. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's cool too. I mean, as long as you keep a sense of grounding in that fantasy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there a fear that this is going to start a sort of a religious, oh no, watch out for Satan again kind of?
Maybe, and it may be even done by the actual producers of the movie. They may stir that up themselves.
So think about it. You guys remember when New Jersey Drive came out? That movie about carjacking and things like that, and all of a sudden there was like this rise in carjackings and things like that. Life imitates art. I know they say that art imitates life, but it's the other way around. Life imitates art. So I'm sure that this movie comes out and does all these types of things. You're gonna find these little things happening in splinter groups and stuff that are thinking that this can really happen and giving it a shot. And what sucks is some people might be hurt in the process.
Yeah. I mean, we can even talk about that and people finding innocence. I mean, that was a big story that came out today. There was a Texas couple that was accused of satanic ritual abuse and of killing animals and pets, and they were sentenced and jailed for, I think it was 21 years. They were in jail for 21 years. Yeah, and then they claimed innocence the whole time, and they finally accepted it. The judge, the prosecution actually put in a case for innocence, and the judge accepted it. And today they were finally declared innocent. So,
God,
yeah.
21 years.
Did they get any kind of reparation? Like any kind of?
I don't know yet. I don't know about that. I mean, this was just breaking today. I just saw that on Facebook. So I think that it's important to note that like this stuff has real effects. People start to imitate it. Some people start to fear it, and some people start to believe that it's real, and they start to make up things. And you have people in the psychiatric industry who kind of exploit that. So
hysteria.
Yeah, hysteria, exactly.
Wow.
We know there's been plenty of actual Christian religious people who have made this stuff up in order to further their careers as well. So
yeah, and then there's the graffiti incidents, right? And I think over the weekend over in Amityville, New York, there were
the thing with Satan.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Magus Gilmore actually wrote out a pretty good article on that, addressing, just the kind of odd nature of it. I think 2 weeks ago or so, there was a string of incidents like that, and that was where that Satan image came from. And then just
for those who don't know, what did it say?
Well, it was just like an upside down cross. Like somebody spray painted a bunch of stuff on various churches in this neighborhood, in this area, and some of it said like evil, devil, Satan, like Satin, with an upside down cross, and like they have like the pentagram with the one side pointing up with the 1 point up,
right?
And like the Wiccan pentagram or something, right?
Yeah.
And then
blessed be.
Yeah. So it was obviously like either complete illiterates or what was interesting. Actually, this is what Magus Gilmore wrote in the article, was that they cleaned it up immediately, and there's no video evidence of it, and so like it's kind of fishy. It's like what's going on? Like I don't think there's any. There hasn't been any development in terms of who did this or what the intentions were. we're seeing a lot of media stories out there saying, oh, satanic graffiti, satanic crime, and the police are trying to charge it as a hate crime, right? So that's a pretty heavy charge. That's a pretty that implies intent. That implies a lot of things based on some really sketchy facts, right? So
is it really a satanic crime or a satanic crime?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know. I think for Cotton, against Cotton, I don't know, but yeah. So we'll see where that goes, but yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
And they're not. It wasn't even artistic. It's like it looked like a 9-year-old did it.
Now it's the work of kids.
Yeah, it's
devil spell curse, devil witch spells.
if you
First devil satin cursed.
And there's like a frowny face too, right? It's like
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even high school level. That's like, junior high. Like, let's see what kind of words can we come up with that'll apply.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a list of words.
someone found a King Diamond album. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What else is going on out there, Raul? You got your ear to Reddit.
What did I see recently? There was a thing about fidget spinners. Have you seen that?
Yeah, there was something about the emoji.
They're satanic?
Yeah, that they're satanic or something.
Yeah, well, there was like this meme going around, right? That like fidget spinners are, they look like, 3 6s, met at the center, and it's some satanic symbol. And that was a few weeks ago. But then again, recently, just I think it was last week or something, TSA, I guess, speaking of social media, right? TSA has their own Instagram account, right? And then they post like funny things that they find, right? And they posted somebody's fidget spinner. It says Satan's fidget spinner found, like like this is a weapon or something like that. And it's obviously like it's got like I think Chinese or Korean lettering on it. It looks like a ninja star. It's like obviously a ninja star. So this is kind of funny. I actually read that it comes from a video game. I don't know if anyone knows that game, Overwatch. I think that's where it comes from, maybe.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, but the first place that the TSA agent went to was Satan, right? Because it looks weird.
Of course.
Yeah, so I was like, what is it? I don't know.
Ooh, that thing is the devil.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
He's not the devil.
You guess the color of the...
Did she show me her boobies? Oh, what's going on? It's crazy.
I think in general, having us out on social media, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or anywhere else, I think it's important to be consistent. Be consistent in the kind of material we're putting out there, and I think that's one of the great things about Magus Gilmore is that he is consistent. That's in all his writings and all of his essays and articles. He's been hammering it home like we are an atheistic organization. We have ritual as trauma. We have ritual as a way of venting emotions. And if there's something more to that, that's on you. You can explore that subjectively. That's great.
Right.
Very cool. Yeah.
Because I think there is like this attitude out there to be like, well, who are you to be the boss of me? Like who are you to be the boss of Satanism? Like Satanism could be anything to anybody for anything. That's like,
wrong.
To me, that's complete nihilism. Because when it means anything, it means nothing. And
right.
and then when the important thing is at that point, then it can be exploited. Because then that could be defined by your enemies, right? To be something that you want to have controlled, regulated, censored, and shunned. So yeah. I think that's why it's important that we are consistent across our social networks, across the message that we put out there, and I think we've been doing that thus far. So I'm pretty happy about all these developments.
Yeah,
I've actually got a little bit of an interesting story kind of relating to that, and I guess since we're talking social media, this did take place on Facebook, but a friend of ours I think just yesterday, or maybe it was yesterday, posted a picture. It was just a snapshot from the Satanic Bible. I believe it was when Dr. LaVey was talking about how you can't love your enemies, you can't give them power over yourself, stuff like that. But anyway, it was just It was just this guy's way. He posted the picture just saying, hey, if I say I love you, it's for real, Anyway, that doesn't really have anything to do with it, other than the fact that it was a picture of the Satanic Bible, and somebody who looked like she was a collector, was, replied to it. She looked like, if you wear black and, goth looking, then she probably follows you. But she replied to it, and she said, this is LaVeyanism. It's not even true Satanism, and so and I it was my friend's post. I didn't want to start a fight or anything, but so I thought it was kind of a good way to maybe settle an argument, was just to say, hey, when Anton LaVeya established what Satanism was, he put it in this book. It's got a copyright date on it. If you have a book with a different definition that has an older copyright, we would all love to see it. And I thought that kind of was a good way to say, look, it's copyrighted. We already have the definition. You don't need your improvements.
Yeah, and it's not just leaning on that. It's also go look at third-party academic research. Look at these other academics who have researched the history of Satanism, and they all have come to the same conclusion. And even some of these academics don't have a thing for this Church of Satan. They actually don't like the Church of Satan very much, but they still agree when they actually do the research that there was a literary Satan. There was, as a literary figure of rebellion, that did exist in some way, but it was not organized in any kind of way. It was not organized into some kind of philosophy or grander religion or anything. It was just a literary technique used a little bit, a few times. There were some occultists who flirted with the devil, but then they called themselves something else. They called themselves, like in Crowley's case, Thelemites, or they called themselves Rosicrucians, or they called themselves Yazidi, or like some form of, it combines Christianity with Islam, with Zoroastrianism, and so all these other instances in history were either called something else by their own practitioners, were not established in any kind of significant way, did not last. I mean, I think there's maybe one Polish occultist who actually literally believed in a devil and actually called himself a Satanist and actually wrote, I think, a pamphlet or something like that. Right. But it took like so much effort to dig through the history, to dust off everything, to find this one little instance of this, and it didn't go anywhere, right? So it was not until LaVey who actually wrote the Satanic Bible, put it out there, established an organization, established a religion that actually outlasted him, and that's really important. Most new religions do not outlast their founders, and by every metric. I mean, if you're a hater of the COS or whatever, fine, but just use scientific metrics. Use number of interviews done, number of articles posted, number of books posted, number of events done, media appearances. If you just add up the numbers, it doesn't make any sense to say, well, the COS did not outlive LaVey. It's like, no, if you do the math, you actually see it's like way more active, way more represented in the media now than it ever has been. So you're either retarded or you have like a particular axe to grind and you're purposely dismissing or misdirecting facts.
Denial can be an ugly thing. The word the word Satanism is a cool name. It's cool, but LaVey has defined it, and that's it. It is what it is. I think a lot of these people out there that talk about theistic things and things like that, or a real devil and stuff, and trying to steal the name Satanism for it, they're really referring to devil worship. I mean, let's be honest. And they just can't think of a better name than devil worship. So I think that they should concentrate on thinking of a better name.
Diablerie?
That's what, exactly.
Instead of taking ours, because...
And to be fair, this particular girl that made this comment, she looked like she probably would always take the word over, members of the black metal band Dark Funeral over anybody else. So, of course, she took their definition. So,
of course,
because those guys know, man.
Do these guys even record anymore? I don't even know if they're.
I don't know. I that was just the first band that came to my mind, but that's what she looked like to me. So.
I was into that band when I was like 16. I don't know. Right?
I had a nice black metal collection.
Yeah. We all go through that at some point, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And sells. The church knows that. The Christian church knows that. Heavy metal industry knows that. The movie industry knows that. I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Magus Gilmore, actually, I forget the essay, but he actually does say that, hey, if you want to start something, right, something else, go ahead and do it. Create your own material, create your own literature, your own canon of work, and live or die on your own, right, your own material. Just don't crib off of us. I think that's the big issue we have with
I think everyone can kind of agree with that. Like the pseudos, it's not even what they do. It's the name. It's the name only. Like, get your own religion. Even, I mean, at least Luciferians insist that they're not Satanists.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And even Ian LaVey had somewhat of a kind of loose kind of attitude about it. He's like, hey, if other people want to start competing things, let them. We'll outrank them. Let's outrank them by what we do, put out there in terms of what we accomplish. Let the cream rise to the top. He was more he was more willing to kind of take that on, right, in a way. And I think he kind of shifted on that a little bit, saying, yeah, actually what these people are insane, because he might have saw where that went. And he's like, never mind, you guys are crazy.
Like Adam said, the movies, they get it. The media gets it. The churches get it. But Lilith, Darkstar, Astaroth, Diabolica, Maleficarum doesn't get it. Come on. Yeah. I gotta say, I rarely wear hats, but when I do, I take it off to those of you that are out there that understand and comprehend Satanism and do your best to clear up any misconceptions you come across, because that's where it's at right now, and that's the front line.
Are you tipping the fedora right now?
The fedora, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
No, I'm kidding. Let's not wear fedoras.
Right. No, I'm kidding. I don't wear anything on my head, but hey.
Yeah, no, I appreciate. Yeah,
tip it.
Yeah, and
just the tip.
Oh, well, boy.
There we go. Raul, it's been a great episode, man. Again with you, and you got to come back more often. Okay. Gosh darn.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you guys have one of those Circle of Jerks things going on, I know I missed out on the last one, but yeah, those are always fun.
We usually have them when we run out of guests, so it's all right.
Is that it?
No, I don't know.
Adam, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
People have schedules and stuff. It's weird.
Oh, I know. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Great show. All right. Until next time, everyone, hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.